Sanje Jedan Zoji Jano Lai Shanja Bada Dana Jasin Dake Chishe Jebe Tonam Rola Penjara Sanje Reba Jo Sanje Jedan Zoji Jano Shanja Bada Dana Jasin Dake Chishe Jebe Tonam Rola Penjara Sanje Reba Jo Sanje Jedan Zoji Jano Shanja Bada Dana Jasin Dake Chiche Jebe Sonam Je Dora Benja Sanje Dreba Sanje Chedan Zoje Jana Shanja Bada Dana Jasum Je Dake Chiche Jebe Sonam Dora Benja Sanje Dreba Okay. Are you guys hot? Is your room your air condition?
No air condition.
No air condition. Oh, you have that.
88 degrees.
Yeah.
In my room.
Yeah, my room is 83 degrees.
Mm.
But still, I'm cold.
For me, the hotter the better.
That's good, yeah. Yeah, sometimes we like to hot, sometimes we like to cold. No. But yeah, right now, real summer.
Yeah, for me, it's a little bit too hot. It's a little too hot for me there. Here.
Yeah. Good.
Eshla, this is the first time I'm using my air conditioner. Can you see it on the wall?
Yeah.
It's beautiful here.
Yeah, I have that. I don't use. Yeah, people have to know. We need to air condition. We need to heat. I think that all the world, the people is more complicated person. Most complicated symptom-based people. What do you think? You know, the animals, you know, dogs, cats, when they got food, you know, they can just stay there everywhere. I think people is really most complicated. I'm sure the 100% that people have the more and the delusions. You know, touch me, angry, jealous. Maybe jealous about everyone. You know, then motherless. If dogs, cats have motherless, do they have? The dogs, cats have motherless?
Yeah, I think they try to keep things like squirrels do.
Yeah, poor squirrels, you know, they hide everywhere, then they couldn't find. Yeah. Anyway, just very nice, right? We just talking like here. Yesterday I had a meeting with the Somerville mayor organized for all the field leaders in Boston. Maybe there are more than 100. We have the meeting, you know, what are you guys doing? What do we do? Somerville is still not open. Yeah, you know, they're very strict. There are a lot of field leaders. Yeah, field leaders, no, you know, field leaders or field people, like ministers.
Clergy?
Yeah, clergy, yeah. I think there are more than 100 people there. They talk about that, you know, what to do, where we're going, what's happening there. Today also we have the meeting with the Medford, or the Medford City. Today was Medford City advice for all the Medford colleges, the city meeting. Or the mayor and also her co-workers. Some people work in home, some people in the office, but not many people there. Yeah, right now, like everyone just, you need to gather it, they use the, you know, Zoom. I think Zoom become very popular right now.
So, Geshe, what do you think for the Kurukulla Center? Will you open? What do you think?
No, Nothing to open. We can see each other here. We can do pray. We can do learn. Then what purpose to open? If you open, you have to also check one by one to temperature. Then you have to check 6 feet. Too complicated. Yeah, then we can learn here. You can do practice in your room. We no rush. Yeah, we told that I think Medford, all the faiths, they're not open. No one's opening. Yeah, someone said also, last couple of weeks also, we talk about, the emails. Some churches say we're not open because we love the people. It is really true, right? The main thing is also we don't want we are the cause to make someone get sick. That's the one main reason. Because first, when we think about to close, because we don't want to, I went to Kurukulla Center, then someone got sick, then Anna got sick. We don't want like that. Because we don't want the name. We have many reasons. One thing, we don't want their name. Secondly, also, we don't want the harm for others. Therefore, it's no rush. If you want, you can study much you can here. Now also, we do a lot of prayers. I do 3 times a day, sometimes 4 times a day. Therefore, everyone has the technology. You can join. If you cannot join one, you can join second. You cannot join second, you join third one. If we can see each other here, then we relax, right? Like that anyway. But still, how you say, we have to learn, we have to study, we have to meditation. But yeah, look at more benefit than open than close. I think so right now. Like for me, like that, I can reach more people. The morning, the 12 to 1, we have Tarapare, my Facebook, Kurukulla Facebook, the Zoom. Also, people who don't have the Facebook, they also join in the Zoom. Then we Zoom through the Facebook. Then every day, maybe least like Kurukulla Center, maybe like 10, not many people. And my Facebook, like sometimes 20, 30s. The Zoom here, or the more than 20 people. Like every day, like that. Then, sometimes people join with Dharamsala, people join Australia, Africa. It's very funny, We don't know each other. The evening there, we have Tibetans also, 8:30, a lot of people, like over 50 families every night. Someone said every night almost like 150, sometimes 200 people. Because each family has 5, 6 people together. Therefore, I think they're more benefit than open. Usually we open with the pujas, Tibetans. They just come once puja. Therefore, you guys also have to, you can join in the Facebook or Zoom, you don't have to come up here. It's nice, right?
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Yeah, good.
So I have a question about that.
Hmm?
I also appreciate all the different events online. I mean, I'm doing much more than I would be if I had to drive somewhere. But I had heard in the past that lamas would say it's better to do a practice in person with the teacher right there rather than online. So sort of have conflict about that.
That's a very important question. That's a very good question. Yeah, this is the people have the thought. Okay, now my English is potential, okay? 제가 대pe 무슨 간에 저와 대pe 저와야 뭐 저와도 내가 좀 쳐야 돼요. 그래서
Yeah, that's a very important question.
제가 남중아도 쇼직네 쇼나 안에 깔리 자고 그래서 안에 개가다 냠도 전에 안에 로조 채고 그래서 개가다 깔리잔 로고 생각도 하고 그래서
So
때문에
on one hand, it is said that we should work hard to do the studies and practice by approaching to the teachers.
제가 이네 다 단대 가블랑 가도 독tem에 비샤버렸는데 독tem에 비샤버렸어.
But at this time, this is an inevitable situation.
제 단대 가블라야 양 산지 좀 되게나 나와요.
But at a situation like this, even Buddha has given a permission.
근데 산지 좀 되게 가블라야 녀바도 배나 결혼 잡고 있나? 배나 뇌파 차건 담주라고 콜라 랍쇼 딱 전화 되네. 산이 추선데 답은 니만 되니까 추선데 가블라야 저런 녀바 조스 파차크고다 폰 요말 판 통고 요말 파 룸바 찌니 찌라 파차크고 대한 뭐판 로고인데 파지 녀마 니숨 찌치나 나와도 고거데 차도 비게 레벨 반응하는 트렌지고 녀바 조스요 파차코네 어떤데지네 까지 남주체나 개론 수념도 좀 강가치고 되나야 그 도도 매와이나 도지 타리 뭐지네 파 차코네 제 조요레스
During the time of the Buddha, in the inevitable situations like where you cannot come together, physically, then there's an exception or permission given, to like even to confer vows, to confer the vows of the bhikshus and bhikshunis, like bhikshus vows. You have to be in person. There have to be like certain number of fully ordained monks, gathered together, presiding, the ceremony and so forth, and the people who wants to receive the vows, has to come there to receive the vow. But if somebody who wants to be, a monk, but couldn't come to that place, and then lives like, very far away, then the Buddha can just send a message to a messenger. Send a message to a messenger. At that time, of course, there was no phone, internet, nothing. So they couldn't, reach to the person, through via technology. So they had to use a person to give the message. And so sometimes, maybe like a couple of hours. Sometimes it takes a day, or maybe it takes a month, for the person to get, to that place, to give the message. Saying, okay, now you're. You have received the fully ordained monk vows like that.
제가 답변차 고대어로 전화 소소 나라 대바도 사자들 로니라 소소를 라파라 자샤자 소소 라파라요 소소라 담카 요나 아니 로야데 내가 차이르스 파초온 로살라야 아니 뇨다 메바치 소소라야 왕찬 로초마초 왕차 차사나 데 로고 요레스 데 로다 겨 차이르스
So like that, so even in those days, there was a permission or exception given like that. And so even now, if you have all the conditions together, to be with the teacher, to approach the teacher, then then you have no exception or no permission to not to go to the teacher. But if if the situation is such that it's going to cause harm to other person or to yourself, by being together, then you are given exception, to not to be together. You don't have to be together. Otherwise, if there's a situation where you can be together, then you have to be together.
아데제 당하는 로초마레서 개개 출라 용모청 아파한 로초만 안도 루기체 초마르세네 소소가 남주 냠내 지야데 육샤와다 제원이 가르스나 노시네 제원이라 다 간지 남사가 제와요레스 육샤와다 제원이라
So just because we couldn't be together physically doesn't mean that we can't do the practice also, right? So just because we can't be together, that doesn't mean that we have to stop doing the practice. Yeah, saying, oh, I can't be together with with the group, so I don't want to do the practice, and then or doing the practice even if you can't get together with the group. There's a big difference, like a difference of a space and earth.
다 단대 가려면 장고는 못 치게. 다 장고를 일단 바바실에서 니로 바바실에서 니로스 가지. 가자다 구베 온 거 아니 자제간에 손주만 보는 거 되가라고 다 와는 거래스.
Now, because of this situation, even His Holiness, who is the actual Avalokiteshvara, gives the teaching, through internet, right? On the internet, he's giving teaching on the internet, and now he's going to give initiation via internet.
제가 남주 시다체나 와들이 자제가 나와서도 소요 말레스 아니 와 나야 제 공원에 야 담보 와 나로치데 라말에 야슈 근데 라메 게툴라 때 아니 나 저자는 와 나한테 루시단 로탄 두세레스.
So of course, normally, there's no tradition, no such kind of tradition where you can give initiation through, internet, right? On the net. There's no way like that. Usually, of course, that the person has to approach the teacher. Whoever wants to receive the initiation has to approach the teacher, and the teacher has to see the student who is coming to make the request and see whether it is going to be acceptable or beneficial for the student or not. Then by then he will accept, and then he will give that. There's no such way of giving initiation on the web like that. That's how
다 자제가 나와는 무수기 년개요래 남바 레베 남바 마레베 대바요데 대보면 나도 다시 수치요 말해서 다시 제사시.
So normally the teacher will check who can receive it, who cannot receive it, and whether they have all the preliminary to receive the initiation or not, like that, right? But on the internet, no one can check that. Right? So anybody who have access can go and take it.
제자 임바이나야 가자데 기바 이게 되는 구바 체와 연자 아니 단다티 용고요래 된다도 그 대가 나와도 요래서.
So it is like a kind of a prohibited, from giving initiation without making a request, without checking, and so forth. That's the prohibition. Prohibited from doing that. But if there is a reason, then you see, if the the objection or the prohibition is bigger or the reason is bigger. So because of the reason being bigger now, and then it's allowed to give initiation on the internet.
제가 지나서 지지나 단다하고 있다. 배배도 배가간 정도 왔어. 아니 간도 배배 라마된데기. 아니 장고는 뭐 지금 단지가 나와나야 돼. 그 말에서 때 랍등이던데. 노라싱이들 랩샤다. 다 사니나 인지가 내는 거래. 지나도 하사고 말했잖아.
And so there are already Tibetan lamas, who are objecting on that His Holiness giving initiation on the internet. They said that's not allowed, that's not appropriate to give initiation on internet. So that's like in Tibetan, right? Tibetan lamas or Tibetan people, who are making objections like that. And you might see, coming in English also now.
제가 때 하사고 말해. 때 소소 삼로단다 가요래서.
So you should not be surprised, to see that or hear that. There's a different reason for doing that.
제가 장고는 제단 거는 파파실에들 공거 가자데 구바데 짜찬 통고래서.
So of course, His Holiness the Lama, is the actual Avalokiteshvara, actual Buddha, Avalokiteshvara, and so he sees the reason bigger than the objection.
제가 산지 좀 되게 가는 딘도와 관계 그 메시지도 와서 간제 발언 로마도 최라 요마도 된적이 딱 아니 탑시 자대가지나 아니 파차코니 저랑 녀바도서 라이도 근데 지나 요 말했어.
And so, like even during the time of the Buddha, there's like you can confer the vow, through messenger, through messenger in a situation where the teacher cannot go to the student or student cannot come to the teacher. In that kind of situation, you can confer a vow through messenger.
Okay. That's the one
Is that a little bit clearer now?
No. Yes.
왜 차잖아 남중아도 배나 예산은 미치보다 예산에 찜바 땅 좋은 말도 다 가지 tum도 어려웠어.
So normally, like peeing in the bed is not allowed, right? Not exceptional. Not acceptable.
얘나 밑에 나와 얘나 고치마다나 어따 고치마 쇼시다 고 미세로웠어.
But if he or she is sick, right, and couldn't control, the bladder, then if it just, pours out, and nobody will like say, oh, that's so bad. That was because he's sick, so then there's like an exception for that.
제가 가지고 가자데 기반은 통고 가자데 기반은 도나 그 내가 어떻게 해요 말했어.
So we have to see the reason and the objection. So what is the objection and what is the reason? So when you see that and compare, and then you will not be surprised to see what's happening.
제가 답변나 나도 산이 가도 대제소요 돈바 쇼게인데 좀나 레아 가도 가도 켈레샤요 그랬어.
So just like that, at the Kurukulla Center, we're also going to have 8 minor precept.
오늘 전에 요 말했어. 루소코라 요 말했어.
So of course, this is because of this situation. We're going to have that, but normally, if it's not, there's no situation like that, and it is not allowed, to give like even an 8 minor precept through internet.
제가 다티가는 삼당 그랬어요. 다티가나 제와도 맞네 제와가 그래. 간지 사도 저 종아래 왔어. 당아도 되는지 맞네 뭐뭐지게야 맞네 사도 그래. 다대 제와야나야 되게 제전에 아니 뭐뭐지게야. 그러니까 아니 고갑도 선도하게 아니 구바에 와인자 애가도 제게 그랬어.
So of course it will be better to come in person to take the vow, right? But still better to take via internet than not taking at all. So if you compare not taking at all and taking through internet, and taking through internet is at least better. And so by doing that, people who have not received before can take the vows for the first time, and then thereon, then they can do on their own. So it opens a door for many people to do more practices. So therefore, there's a reason to do that. So the reason is stronger than the objection.
제가 앞에는 대기가 다다 내가 옴된다고 치네. 소소도 나라지 딱 고소도 가리네. 된도내가 소소지 되어 있나? 근데 된도기 쉬고 요사면 되게 그랬어.
And then 갈티다가 온라인에서 가서 넘버나에서 거기 넘버다 저랑
대제소요도 말해야 돼.
대제도 뭐 랜드라.
소소가 나라야 고소도 여러 와서 근데 된도라 소소지네.
나다 저랑다는 렘바 차거라다.
제가 다 되어대. 아니 가서는 팔려고 그냥도 제쪽으로 했어. 이제 다 같이 소소 고소도 돼서 된도는 되나요? 그랬어.
마지막에 또 담보 레밍이나 담보다.
다 담보래 맹게 되는 다 가서 레바로 잡으러 왔어.
네. So if you are, if you have somebody, if you are someone who have already taken a minor precept before, then you don't have to, receive it from the teacher. You can, so anyway, Geshe will be leading it, and so you can, just follow with him. But of course, you will be doing it at your home, and you will have your own altar, where you visualize the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas all in front of you in the space. And then in their presence, you are taking this vow. So you can think like that. But if you are taking for the first time, then you have to receive it from a teacher. In which case, you will imagine, taking it from Geshe when, when you're taking it, and of course, Geshe, you see through the Zoom, and then you just, think that you are taking it from Geshe. And in this situation, it is, suitable to do that way.
어제 대제다 가도 되게 가자 기박 있는 것 같아 하고 그래 대변는 것이 뭐래 담도 시제소 간에 찍 따자 다 대나 다 대자자 제거를 찍 저저나 다대 배 노르소세 때문에 대말에 신다 룩 담으로 뭐 그랬어.
So we have to see the objections and the reasons, so whichever is greater, then we follow with that. So in sometimes like the Westerners are very strict, thinking that if it's this way, then it has to be that way. So kind of mend it in other ways. It's not like that. It can be flexible in some cases.
Okay. 제단 담당하도 남배 취체와야 되는데 선바 부수도 맞춰야지. 부수 맞다와서 고이래.
And so through studying Buddhism, we should make our mind more relaxed, than more stressed.
Okay. 대지 제단 아니 군도가 바나 등공원체지 야갈 등공원에 나무가 송송스 다 다는 남을래 가와나 안에 자제가는 얘네가 뭐 보여래스. 계란송을 대화 트레치디요래. 내년에는 계란송 아니디 딱 왕기야. 무고 걸어야 계란 삶을 따니 뭐나기. 계란송 왕 토크를 송송스.
So even His Holiness, even before this situation, like when His Holiness was giving initiation in Bodh Gaya, then there are so many people, who are not able to come to Bodh Gaya, right? but they can hear him, they can see him through the internet. And then at that time he said, yeah, so there are so many people who are watching me through internet. And so from your side, you have 100% faith in me. And then from my side, I'm also including all of you, in my audience. So there's like, I'm not thinking like I'm going to give to only this many people, but I'm thinking like I'm going to give to all these people. So he said he's also including the people who are watching via internet. So that way you receive the initiation also.
제자는 드리고 고 가자다 그바 마모 삼다 저도 야보 하고 제자에다가 자도 라이바 같이 4년은 인지가라 때려야 거랬어. 단단한 고습 전도 되셨어.
So that's why you have to see all these reasons and objections, which is greater. So if there's a greater reason, then of course this is allowed, to do that way. So now there's already so many people making objection, to His Holiness, doing that, and so you might, see that in English as well.
제가 대강도 대가라 고 야가래 고 되고 게 막. 이제 남자 용 쓰게 돼다 그런 소소도 내가 그래서 가지고 소소 셈나 되게 그저 마다 같이 그래서.
And so like that, it may happen, I mean, the things that there might be a lot of gossips going on. So you have to see, what is right, what is wrong. You should not, take it to the heart and just, be flexible with that.
제가 가서 가제 장보는 뭐 제가 대화 세지도 용이 미래. 대대다 장보는 뭐 저기 다 저는 사로 공부할 가로 천조 거든 당한도 줘야라 그랬어.
So in our case, who have 100% faith in His Holiness, and who accept, easily, right? We can accept easily. And we will listen to him, whatever he says. So even if he says, you have to walk like a dog, we will walk like a dog.
제도 땡가도 땡데 노고 말해. 땡 노고 말하더라고.
And so, so there will be reason to do that, right? So, even if you walk like a dog, it would be not wrong to do that. If His Holiness to do that.
제다 다 하고서 내가 다 하고서 다 독도매비가 간지 독도매비 샤워를 쳐야 돼요.
So so like I said, it's an inevitable situation, right? Situation where you cannot do without it. So therefore you have to do that way.
제다 다 남주에 변는 남주 다 록다운 제 매웠지. 아니 네가 걔 매비 값이랑 가서 어느 뭐든다 좀내 대제성이 도말렸나? 아니 도마쟁이가 제가 맞대 초초 말했어. 랭에서 그 랭고 삼 그놈 기나 야보 말대 그 이어를 봤어요.
So then if there is no such harm in coming together, like if there is no causing harm to yourself or to others by coming together like this, then in that case, of course, you should come together if you're able to come together. And while you're being able to come together and you just say, oh, I just want to do it via Zoom because it's much easier, more convenient, then it's not good, And of course, the person, the Lama who's giving, the 8 minor precept will not give, and the person who wants to receive, should not request in that way also.
제가 그 네가 되어 말하고 다 단대까지 네가 찾아봤는데 소소소 세상 가도 소소를 나타내면 소소 이시라 책이 말했어. 저도 이 책이 왜
And so there's if there's no such risk, then it's okay, to come together. Then you should come together. But if there's a risk, of causing harm to yourself or to others, then better not. So and in this situation, when everybody is at risk, right? And who knows who has a disease and who doesn't? Do you know you don't have a disease? I mean, you don't have that virus, COVID-19 virus. Do you know you don't have it?
나 이 친구들 잠들지 잡아러 보시잖아. 들치지나 보 나에서 산 놀래기도 왔어.
I don't trust myself if I have it or not. And sometimes when I feel a little bit of sneezing or cold or coughing, then I doubt it. Oh, maybe I have that.
대가 샘나고 가로 남라다 되게 개개무서야.
I just have a doubt, but doesn't have all this anxiety, in my mind.
제가 계산 그만한 것도 참아 남라로 다 대상 꼭 남라서 개무도 니마치 야 나사 가서 양 파도요 가서 맞춰는 좀다 TV 콜 마다네 파지 드라시 있어.
And so before we have a lot of anxiety, people everybody is a little scared, but now it become like very common thing, very common thing. So there's a lot of people with all these viruses and so there's no much stress now.
강같이 날무로 차단도 왔어. 저로라 고마지는 강한데도 와.
Yeah, so it's become like a very normal now. So many people outside walking.
때 힘바나 코 네타 매게 네바데 단데가로 자나래 파제 니콜란 케 파제 요말 자나 나라야 이래니라 단다라 네타 매베 네바코 주 뉴스 섬지 다 되는 거도 와.
So even in China, there are people with the with the with the virus, but without the symptoms.
제가 아니 근데 네바도라고 네타도 요말에서 코 포 따지지는 나서 요대요.
And so those people, like, they don't have the symptom, but when they are checked, they find it positive.
제가 나 소소도 이 책임들한테 됐다.
So that's why I'm saying, even though I don't have the symptom and I don't get any symptoms, but still I'm not sure whether I don't have. I cannot say whether I have it or not.
제가 지나서 소소 이체요, 제가 이체요.
So therefore, do you have? Are you 100% sure you don't have the virus?
제가 단대 갈라고 소소도 되니까 예바 한번도 그 내가 지금 주차대다 다 텔레콘도 되다나 되게야 땜바 야요로.
And so since we are not sure, who has it and who doesn't have it, and therefore it is better, to stay apart, for now, to be, safe for yourself and others.
Okay, as it's more clear. It's clear or more confused?
No, it's clear. Thank you, Geshe. Very good explanation.
Yeah, this is a very good question. I'm sure people have the doubt. Some men say Buddhism is very serious. You have to go to the teacher. You have to ask a teacher. You have to do that. You have to do that. The second, you set the bag. You just on the bed, under your bed, you relax, teaching, listen. But this is you need to know, compare. It's very important. Otherwise, yeah, it's a very good question. Yeah, this is we need to clear. Okay, now we're going to almost finish time. This is a good discussion. Okay, this is I'm sure they will come English. They will come to English. You guys see on the Facebook on there. Then don't be surprised. Don't be gossip. Someone say because someone no because that. Don't do your business. Okay, it's not means you don't have faith Dalai Lama. It's you follow the others. They can. This people can say anything. We cannot stop people. Complain. This is nature. This is also maybe our degeneration time. More karota kaji. 딩한바 인바다 단데 세상에 사와다와 따와라 내가 야치고 갱에 전에 야 뭐뭐 셈라 남도 담마다야 달라 가섭 전에 야 틱파만 보사 어디 가 빠져 되게 좀 먹고 저러 왔어 다 딩에 봐야다.
So because of this degeneration time, even at a holy time like this, of the Sakadawa, people will be gossiping like that, and then that will create more negative karma. So that's like the blessing of the Maras.
제가 당한도 다 단대 대급라 다 소소원에 아니 미기 주도시란 말에 맞지 아니 소소원에 다 소소 나사대 온고 제하다 아니 소소가 남이 되오자 소소 선발 흘려요 답식하래도 대도 올라가다 되는 거래.
And so from our side, at this time, try not to create negative karmas by doing the gossipings and so forth. Rather, stay and keep oneself and one's family safe, by being careful and being, by staying at home.
Okay, 다 가상한도 샤셈 다 초람도 셰타임 봤어.
And so last time we talked about the Mahayana path of accumulation, right?
제가 다 빼잖아 그 초람다 초람니가 주시면 너 떼서면 너 왔어.
So in the text itself, there's not much about path of accumulation and path of preparation, right?
좋아. 다 강조 샤점 그 셈지 셈배 안에 강다지라 인주 가디 저와나 샤점 초람 샤도요.
So anyway, so whenever person generates a renunciation conjoined with the bodhicitta, that's when he or she enters into the minor path for the first time.
Okay. 다 안에 저도 잡아야 돼요.
Do you have the textbook?
Yes.
샹선지 충고도 샹선지 촌남지 등이 대라나 춘주치 못섬 샹선지 땡에도 샹선지 전화가 등이 대라나 저소시 대레라 춘주치 못섬데 주니에 비셔스.
And so it says here, right? So on the page 22, the definition of the cursor.
충고도
So
샹선지
the path of the definition of the bodhisattva path of accumulation is a clear realization of a doctrine of a bodhisattva. When divided, there are three: small, middling, and great. The definition of bodhisattva on the path of preparation is a clear realization of the meaning of a bodhisattva. When divided, there are four: heat and so forth, peak progress, spring mundane quality. Each of these has three divisions: small, middling, and great, making it 12.
얘다 다 그걸 대 가르고서 대 가르고도
So do you understand that?
되게 다 가르고 다 데리고 딘 배자디나 세시드 캠도
So it's not very in a detailed explanation about that in this text, right?
아니 촌도 배자 셴발로 배 셴바도 나올 때 세야 되는데
Have you read any other text other than this text?
제가 델레 때 드링 하던데
Is there more detailed explanation than this?
Yes, do you find Jennifer?
Yes, I actually had the grounds and path from the that was translated by Jeffrey Hopkins for the Gomang College at Drepung, and gave more information.
Mama study.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. 제당도 새로 지으면 돼 돼서 누가 유념하시면 되죠.
So the Jitsunchogi Gyaltsen in the text, which is used at the Sera monastery, it is very short, right?
다 이나 간데 다 전화 최소시에 다또 중이들에 시험고 있다. 그래서 중이 침보 섬세요. 간제 안에 샹섬 전화 토바다 안에 동반이라 메벨 한도 토바 대념 차로 요래서.
And so the bodhisattva path of preparation, there are four levels, right? The heat and so forth, and and then each of them, have three levels, different, and like making it 12. Right? So anyway, so whenever the person has generated a special insight, into the emptiness, then he or she has reached, the path of preparation.
Watch. 아니 대제지 안에 다 상적을 셈달라 메타베 셈실라 그래서 상적을 셈다 메타베.
And so the bodhisattvas, the bodhicitta, at that level, is called bodhisattva. Bodhicitta, like a fire.
가르에서는 다 뒤편에 뒤야마로 뒤갈라고 가르라고 해서나 아니 상점 전화 도배가 다 돈어 도발에 다 녀워를 봐인자 아니 배나 매 되겠다 가로 배나 잡아도 강가마 쉬려고 대나지게 배나 다시 돈이 도벨루 셔랍그 저텔라 때네 아니 다 단즈데 데마르데 댄스 군다데 다 매그 잡아시와는지 다 마슈사가 다 녀워 다 녀를 내고 것도 거래려다 지금 것도 거래려고 거기다.
So just like a fire, the heat from the fire will melt the ice and so forth. So just like that, when you have reached the path of preparation, you have started, to melt, the delusions, like the self-grasp, the ignorance, and so forth. So it hasn't melted away everything, but it has started. So the fire has started. So when you have the fire, then it starts to melt. So it has started. It hasn't melt away everything, but it has started. So therefore, the bodhicitta at that level is called a bodhicitta, like fire.
Okay. 아니 메타베지 저노 트레치 아니 저노 트레무 내가 가르쳐나 아니 때르쳔보트 다른 뭐지 다다 때르쳔보세 디다베 생기도 그래서.
And then, so that's during the first level of the path of preparation, the heat level, and then during the peak level bodhicitta, is called bodhicitta, like a treasure.
아니 다 가른다 강사 되게지지 아니 샤저고 선데 다 발신기 발시도는 진배 발신도 두대 차로 그래서 간지.
And so that practice, that bodhicitta within the continuum of the bodhisattva and the peak level of the path of preparation becomes similar with the perfection of generosity.
제가 지바에 보면 짐바도 충대 작용을 했어요.
Yeah, so similar, not exactly same, but similar, to the perfection of generosity.
그럼 충대라도 스물레 충대 남아가도 되지.
그래, 총대 넘어갔어요, 총대다.
알레랑 어땠지? 간트라 아니 샹섬 조롱백이 짐바 되기 딱 알아서 가서 아니 담아봐. 아니 년투도 두고 짐발래장 같이 짐바디 빼 쇼침보 니바 침보 이래서 거기서 봤어.
Yeah, so the practice of the generosity at that level, is much more stronger, than the practice of generosity in the heroes and solitary others paths.
Yes, Jennifer.
Did you say that was still on the path of accumulation? You said the peak level of the path of accumulation? I mean, sorry, preparation, path of preparation.
Yes.
Because I thought that the great treasure, that was the first ground. So therefore, wouldn't that be the path of seeing?
가서
How was it? 되게 단다 친구들이 거기서 사당보 말해봤어. 근데 사당보도 파고 덜렁 말해봤어.
말에 사동 말에.
No, the great treasure is not during the first ground.
제뭐
It's not.
신조 아니 사동보다 도제다위 아니 샹조세.
The first ground, would be like a bodhicitta, like a vajra. Or bodhicitta, like a diamond.
만도 요 손을 쓰면 대양 사세 다와 메스 사세 다와 대섬 손아치
네. 대양 사세 다와면 사세 다와. So like
대섬 손으로서
bodhicitta, that's like in terms of the example, there are 20. Nisanira.
니타니라
22 bodhicittas, right? Like in terms of example. And so the first one is the sa, is like a ground, ser is the gold, and dawa is like moon. Right? So those are the first three, which is the small, middling, and great, part of accumulation.
아니 대사서데 대사서
Yeah, so the dawa, that inje jungnesho.
네 메세도 메데 아니 바로 저노 테치
Yeah, so the dawa. Yeah, so the dawa.
아니 때때 저노 아니 제 바로 제모치 아니 렘보체도 제모 제바치 아니 잠토체모데 아니 치주자고 간제 대말 다다 저는 맞잖아 라이드 말했어.
So anyway, Jennifer, what you said is not right. May is the fire, that is the heat level of the path of preparation, and then there's the teta in Jejune. So ter is the treasure. So that's the peak level of the path of preparation. Rinshin teta in Jejune.
Okay. I thought that the fire was for all 4 levels of the path of preparation.
No,
so
that's the heat level. Heat level of the path of preparation.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. That's good. That's the matter to you. Can you do it? I don't know. Teach. 도저히 말하지. 다 아니. 다른 뭐지? 아니 다 단다데 준비 냠네데 파지줘서 왔다. 아니 림보진 중에서 내 트름지 파진다. 아니 춘대이 봐야 말이지. 대전어 제뭐 조벤 냠네데 대자고래서.
And then the next one is the precious gem, right? The precious gem or jewel. That's like the bodhicitta, like a precious gem or jewel is is the bodhicitta at the heat level. I mean, sorry, the peak amount of big markasa. The forbearance level,
소파
like forbearance.
아니 저는 저변에 가서 야 다시 지게 나네 근데 또 드럼지 냠내라 야 숙지 모형 거에서
And so then it's there it is like similar, to the practice of the perfection of morality. So the perfection of morality becomes much more stronger, at that level, compared to the practice of morality in the heroes and soldiers others.
아니 다 지조가 내가서 아니 잠도다 버려 다 샘데 빼 무슨 자침보 다 저파 자침보에서 왔어.
And then after that is the Tso, is Gyatso, like an ocean, and it's a bodhicitta, like an ocean. And so that's during the supramundane quality.
아 강다를 장담 줘라 다 가다 손하고 내가서 빼나 가로 가는 것도 대소 영화랑 개밥 빼면도 되게 좋아해 봤어.
And so the five so anyway, so those are the 4 levels, right? Like heat, peak, forbearance, and the supreme mundane quality. And so like we mentioned, we talked about during the path of accumulation, you become expert in the 5 objects, the faith and so forth.
다 대신 전화를 그다 야 샘절라 파 미고 베라발라 벤다 수수를 벤다 아니 가로 벤나 메벤나 수수를 gem바이나 아니 수수고 파메근데 시샤와 아니 냠바들이나 아니 빈치근데 시샤와 아니 수수도 추와이나 아니 지금 부근데 시들이 이제 바따다고로 둘이 따르고 살거지 남지 따다고랑.
And so then also, during the path of preparation, your view of others are very very well mannered, in a sense that when you see the older people, then you see them like your parents, and when you see the equal age people, then you see them as your siblings, and then when you see a younger age people, then you see them as your children, like that.
제가 다 대배잖아 두지 마 자기도 왔어 대배잖아 두고 시작하세요.
And so you see everybody, very close to you like that.
근데 더 나중에 배나 아니 전화 대체 전화 때문에 갑자기 와인 바이나 배나 소소 배나 가르고 소소 아니 요모 두섬래 빵와라 내치 다 옌텔라 파야 빵와라 파티로 태제 그래서
저값을 해.
아 저가서 아마 쯤무가서 나도 저가서 아니 파마단 아니 뒷부분이 다 되지 아니 쯤무가서 아니 소소 배나 소셜 도발라 내치 다 옌야텔 파티로 가로 그러더라고.
So that's during the heat level of the path of preparation, where you see very close, to all sentient beings, whether if they are older, then see as a parent; if they are equal, see as a sibling; if they are younger, and see as a children. And then during the peak level, Karsa Dikapsu.
Dikapsu bena soso bena lekadala shune bena bena petat kodonya soso jimbe nyamle ki shabala shune soso jimba tanya ta dana ngado phaka la de bena ngado macha jimba tango ore zo la de ma kuzo jimba ki tango en moros ta dikapsu kajina soso nguzo jimba la nyamle la shune ani jimba to tel patigo.
And so during the peak level of the path of preparation, you lead others, to do the practice. You lead others to do the practice by oneself engaging in the practice. So right now we tell people, oh, you have to do this, you have to do this. You only tell others, you have to do this, you have to practice this, you have to do, you have to help others, but you don't really do yourself. But when you're in the path of, the peak level of the path of preparation, you do it yourself, and then you show the example, to others to follow, that path. So whether it's engaging in a path, in a practice, or abandoning delusions. You abandon delusions, and then you lead others to abandon delusions in that way.
제가 빼잖아 다 지나도는 게 차 타거든 이마 지나도 차 타고 차 손좀 타셔 오세요. 나랑 차 매와 있나? 근데 건데 딱 나랑 차 타지 지나도 된 살았나? 어떻게 손으로 보다.
And so it's like, telling you to make prostrations, when I myself, don't do any prostrations. But then, if I do prostration every day myself, and then I tell you, oh, you have to do that too, like that. and then I'm telling you to do by myself doing it, and that way it becomes like the peak level bodhisattva on the path of preparation.
그리고 다제 파시 쪽이 냠을라 소소 파시 쪽이 냠을라 네네 아니 심바도 따때 소축어서까지.
And so, like oneself, abiding in that practice, of the sixth perfection, and that way leading others, to engage in the practice of the sixth perfections as well.
아, 다네 에너지 전화 때문이지. 아니 내가 가로, 되게 가로. 때문이라 가로. 서봐.
아니 최초.
제제도 저배 가서야 안 되죠. 소소 대지기 냠을라 내지 소소 오늘 대지기 냠을 제지 아니 아 젬바소야 때라요. 그래요. 가지 소소 가 제바도 젬발로 좋죠. 제초들이 제가 들어봤어.
이거를 들었으라. 들쯤목 없어.
아, 단다 제모가 되죠. 다 저배 가서 빼나 대지기. 빼나 소소 대지기 냠을라 주지. 야 대자제야 대지 냠을야 파티도. 빼나 저한테 제목 없어. 빼나 소소 빼나 바지 쪽에 냠을라 내내 젬바소야 대치도. 다 안에 저배 가서 소소 대지기 냠을라 내내 아니 대치도 같은 거 있어요.
And so it is said in the text, that during the peak level of the path of preparation, you remain you abide in the practice of the sixth perfection, and then lead others to engage in the practice of the sixth perfection. And then during the forbearance level of the path of preparation, you abide in the practice of the Four Noble Truths, and then that way lead others to engage in the practice of the Four Noble Truths.
아니 주조가다 내가 semje 마마마다 야 문바이람라 야 티지. 야 드니 팅이나 telaya ngapa joba telaya pa 돌아다 드니 제거서로.
And during the supreme mundane quality in a level of the path of preparation, and you ripen the beings who are not ripened, and then also others who help to ripen other beings, and you praise them and so forth like that.
제답변나 조남가 내가서 간다 더들이 텐데 간다 조남가 내가서 뭐네 비 링하고 비 쇼바가 내네 비 일단 냠네 쇼 제거서래 놔서 봐 따로 되어 있나.
And also, so during the path of preparation, it looks like they're abiding in lots of practices through like all body, speech, and mind.
나 단답변나 또 빼나 오셨나 빼나 너무 사월만 지도 나빠 딱 구수야 보여 말든다 같이 너무 제대로 고소도 전에 인지무지를 뭐지 어떻게 잡는 차폐기도 왔어. 제가 안 좋거든. 제가 기초모 냠도나 던져 대 냠도 전에 코 담보 쳐야가 차폐하고 코 끊어게 맨날 뭐지 제가 참하고 코 피기도 왔다. 되게 손으로.
And so it's like Lama Zopo Rinpoche, although his physical condition is not very good, yet when he sees holy beings and holy objects, he will forget about his poor condition, physical condition, and will force himself to make prostrations, bow down and make prostrations. And then the students who are following him, when they see him doing that, then they also want to do it. Oh, Rinpoche is doing so, I should do it too. And then they follow the good example of Rinpoche doing those practice, and then the students follow that too. So it just becomes like it's like that. So that's the part of the path of preparations bodhisattva practice.
제대로나 가서 토남고 내가도 소소소 sem거 삶고 당당한 거네 배 안에 삼십 퍼센트 받지 와. 다 조남고 내가도 배나 링하게 냠내들 파 문에 사면 통화사의 쇼네들 제거설 봐시.
And so during the path of accumulation, you mainly develop strong faith and so forth from your mind. But then during the path of preparation, you engage in the practice, through physically and verbally and so forth.
제가 아니 다 도전에 가지 전화 전에 때문에 야 너야 그 소는 뭐 좋가 싸고만다 싸대 싸스미 지라 아니 그 전화 받쳐로 그래서.
And then so during the path of accumulation, you accumulate all the merit that is required for you to move up to the path of preparation. So whenever you have completed accumulating the merit in the path of accumulation, then you move up to the path of preparation.
Pena Pugutu Pena Dra Gawales and Dra Gawan could Dra Gawa and Dra Choy and Pogmarwa. Dra Gawa left Savada, Dra given an Lobon Chaka, Chego, Chetavada, Choan Paru, Tales of that Chibano,
So it's like when you reach the 9th grade, you don't immediately go to the 10th grade. So during the 9th grade, you accumulate all the knowledge, that is needed, for you to move up, to the 10th grade, right? So whenever you have amassed, so enough quality or knowledge, then to move up to the 10th grade, then you will move up to the 10th grade.
Okay, like that. Today the Tatanda and the Sojo Negato, Yamela Mobo Jargado, the Yamela Pay Mobo Jarshat, Yamla the journey.
So during the path of accumulation and path of preparation, it relates a lot, with the practices.
Kanji been the Linago show a chetan, but not to slow and toyagi, making tone that in the chairman was Chegos.
And so there's those practices that are visible, and that can be seen, like the practice of the practice done through physical and verbal practices that can be seen, visible.
Okay, like that. Then you guys also 2 more study, okay? Now I have to leave. Is 8:20. I have to open another account for the Thara prayer also. You guys are going to finish the prayer. Then if you like to, you can join also other prayer, okay? You guys can finish the prayer, okay? Okay. If you have some questions, you can bring next week, okay? Okay.
Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you, Dr.
See you.
Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you.